This is Monish back here with the brand new video of the Hindu Daily Editorial of 6th August 2025. So let us see some of the vocabulary, idioms and phrases, one more substitutions, and previously asked questions in today's topic. So moving on to the first part, we have vocabulary. In vocabulary, we have sap. The first word is sap, and sap is a verb. Sap is a verb, and sap means బలహీన పరుస్తుంది. బలహీన పరుస్తుంది అని. Gradually weaken or drain something. Gradually weaken or drain something is called as sapping. Then synonyms are enervate and debilitate. Enervate and debilitate. And moving on to the antonyms, we have invigorate and fortify. Invigorate and fortify are the antonyms of sap, means strengthening or getting stronger. And now moving on to the example, we have frequent interference by promoters saps the confidence of independent board members. So the frequent interference, frequent disturbance by promoters saps in the sense weaken the confidence of independent board members. Now let us see the next word. And the word we have is demise. The word is demise, which is a noun. Demise is a noun which means maranistaru. Demise means మరణించడం. Someone who is no longer alive. Death or the end of something. Death or end of something is called as demise. So if a person dies, then we can use the word demise. He had demise. Coming to the synonyms, we have expiration, coitus. Expiration, coitus. Expiration means expiring. Coitus also means no longer alive. Moving on to antonyms, we have inception, emergence. Inception and emergence are the antonyms of demise, which means still alive. Example: the sudden demise of Sona Comstar's chairman exposed the absence of a leadership pipeline. So the sudden demise in the sense sudden death of Sona Comstar's chairman exposed the absence of the leadership pipeline. So it had told about his leadership importance after his demise. Then we have integrity. The next word we have is integrity, which is a noun. Integrity means samagrata. Integrity is samagrata, which means the quality of being honest and ethical. Quality of being honest and ethical is called as integrity, or also being moral. Synonyms are probity, rectitude. Probity and rectitude are also meaning of being moral, being honest. Antonyms: deceit, duplicity. Deceit and duplicity. Deceit means scamming someone. Telling something and doing something is called as deceiving. And moving on to the example, we have independent directors are expected to uphold the integrity of boardroom governance. So the independent directors are expected to uphold the quality of being ethical of boardroom governance. Next word we have is lineage. Next word is lineage, which is a noun. Lineage means vamsam. Lineage means vamsam. Descent from an ancestor. Descent from an ancestor is called as lineage. Synonyms are most probably we use this bloodline. Bloodline in the sense varasatvam, ancestry. Both related to descent from an ancestor, and it means vamsapurvakamaina. Antonyms are adoption, breakaway. Adoption and breakaway. Adoption in the sense taking something in place of something is adoption. Example: Decisions based solely on lineage often overlook competence in leadership transitions. So, the decisions which are based only on the lineage often ignore competence in the leadership transitions, in the leadership phase. Moving on to the next word, we have insulating. Insulating. The next word is insulating, which is verb. Insulating is a verb. It means rakshinchadam. Insulating means rakshinchadam. Protecting from outside influence or change. Protecting from outside influence or change is called as insulate. We do generally hear insulated bottle. Insulated bottle are the bottles which, if you store hot water, will remain hot for few hours, or which you store cool water, will store the coolness for few hours. Is insulating bottle. Synonyms are safeguarding, cocooning, safeguarding and cocooning. And antonyms are exposing, permitting, exposing and permitting. Permitting means going through, going through. In yesterday's class, we did had this word permitting. Permitting in the sense passing through, going through. Example: insulating corporate boards from promoters' pressure is key to building trust from investors. So the insulating corporate boards from promoters pressure pressurize is key to building trust among investors. So to build trust among the investors, these corporate boards are promoting pressure. So now let us move on to the next word, and it is overseer. The next word is overseer, which is noun. Overseer is a noun which means paryavekshakulu. Paryavekshakulu. Persons who supervise others. Persons who supervise others are overseers. So we'll see some of the synonyms, and they are custodians, regulators. Custodians and regulators are the synonyms of overseer. Antonym: subordinates, bystanders. Subordinates and bystanders are the antonyms of overseer, which means they do follow the advices given by the overseers or subordinates. Example: regulatory overseers are watching closely how inheritance transitions are handled in listed firms. So the regulatory persons are watching closely on how the inheritance transitions are handled in the listed firms. Moving on to the next word, we have stewards. The next word is stewards, which is noun. Stewards is a noun. It means nirvahakulu. Stewards mean nirvahakulu. Responsible caretakers or managers. Responsible caretakers or managers are called as stewards. Synonyms are fiduciaries and custodians. Fiduciaries and custodians are the synonyms of stewards. And antonyms: exploiters and mismanagers. Exploiters and mismanagers are the opposite of stewards, which means they do exploit their rights or manage illegally. An example we have: promoters must act as stewards of public wealth, not personal beneficiaries. So the promoters must act as the caretakers of the public wealth, but not on their personal benefits. Now moving on to the next word, we have consensus. The next word on the screen is consensus, and consensus is a noun. Consensus is noun, and it means ekabhiprayam. Consensus means ekabhiprayam. It means a group of meeting, a general agreement among a group. A general agreement among a group is called as consensus. Synonyms are concord, unanimity, concord and unanimity. Antonyms are dissension, discord. Dissension and discord are the antonyms of consensus. Example: there is broad consensus among economists that monetary policy must be shielded from political influence. There is a broad consensus among the economists. There is a broad general agreement among the economists that monetary policy must be shielded from their political influence. Now, moving on to the next word, we have autonomy. Next word is autonomy, and autonomy is a noun. Autonomy is a noun. Auto in the sense automatic, nomy in the sense ruling. So, Swayam Pratipatti. Swayam Pratipatti is autonomy. The state of being self-governing or independent. The state of being self-governing or independent is called as autonomy. Synonyms are sovereignty and self-determination. Sovereignty and self-determination are the synonyms of autonomy. So India also got autonomous from British in 1947. So we got sovereignty. Antonyms are subordination and dependency. Subordination and dependency. Example: RBI's autonomy is often debated when political appointments override institutional decisions. So the Reserve Bank of India's autonomy is often debated when political appointments. So the political appointments override in the sense becomes on top of institutional decisions. And the next word we have is volatility. Volatility is a noun and it means asthirata. Asthirata. Rapid and unpredictable changes, especially in markets. Rapid and unpredictable changes, especially in markets, is volatility. Synonyms are whipsawing and flux. Whipsawing and flux are the synonyms of volatility, which means rapid and unpredictable changes in market. Coming to the antonyms, we have stability, equilibrium. Stability, equilibrium means being in a stable position instead of moving up and down. Being stable is stability. Example: RBI interventions helped cool currency volatility after global interest rate shocks. So, RBI interventions helped cool currency volatility after global interest rates got shocked. And we have successfully completed the first part of our class, which is vocabulary. And now let us move on to the one word substitutions. So, in the one word substitutions, the first word we have is eradicable. The word is eradicable. It means capable of being eliminated or destroyed completely. Capable of being eliminated or destroyed completely is called as eradicable. Then the next word we have is quest. The next word is quest, and it means a long or arduous search of something. A long and arduous search for something is called as quest. And next word is insolvent. Next word is insolvent. So in the word we have in, it gives us a negative sense. So insolvent means unable to pay debts owed or bankrupt. So if a person who took some of the debt and he could not pay it back, then we call him as insolvent or a bankrupt. Next word we have is rapacious. The next word is rapacious. It means aggressively greedy or grasping. Aggressively greedy or grasping is rapacious. We have completed the one word substitutions and now let us move on to the idioms and phrases. So make sure to watch till the end because at last we'll be having some of the previously asked questions related to today's topic. The first idiom is at a snail's pace. At a snail's pace. So we do generally know snail, and as snails are very small, they walk very slowly. So pace in the sense speed. At a snail's pace means very slow. If your friend or someone is walking very slowly, instead of asking him why are you walking slowly, you can ask him in a different way, like why are you at a snail's pace? Why are you at a snail's pace? It means why are you very slow? Next idiom, pros and cons. The next idiom is pros and cons. The advantages and disadvantages together are called as pros and cons. Pros in the sense advantages, cons in the sense disadvantages. Disadvantages. So pros and cons together means the disadvantages and advantages. And the next idiom we have once in a blue moon. The idiom is once in a blue moon. This is also an important idiom which has been asked in SSC several times. So once in a blue moon means very rarely. Once in a blue moon means very rarely. So if your friends come out of his home very rarely, then you can describe it as my friend walk out of the house once in a blue moon. The next idiom is fish out of water. Fish out of water. The idiom fish out of water implies a person who feels uncomfortable or out of place in a situation. A person who feels uncomfortable or out of a place in situation is called as fish out of water. So if we understand the word carefully, fishes generally live in water. Once taken out from the water, they do become uncomfortable and often die. So but the death is not the case in this idiom. It means a person who feels uncomfortable at a particular situation. We can call it as he is like a fish out of water. And the next and final idiom on the screen we have is fair weather friend. Fair weather friend. Fair weather friend means a friend who is only at a good time. Someone who is only a friend in good times, not during difficulties. Fair in the sense good. Weather in the sense weather, as you know. So good weather friend means whenever the weather is good, he becomes our friend. Else he'll become our enemy. So fair weather friend means someone who is only a friend in good times, but not in difficulties. Now let us move on to the previously asked questions. So the question in SSC CGL 2022, the question was frequent layoffs can sap employee morale. What is the meaning of sap in the above sentence? As discussed in today's vocabulary, the first word we have sap, and sap means to weaken. Sap means to weaken something. Next, SBI PO 2020 SBI PO 2020 mains. Question was the government is insulating the economy from global shocks. So the word insulating means insulating means protecting. Insulating means protecting. And the next question was asked in SSC CGL 2021. Choose the correct one word substitution for a person unable to pay his debts. A person unable to pay his debt is called as insolvent or bankrupt. And the next one in SSC CGL 2020, he turned out to be a fair weather friend. So, fair weather friend, this is the idiom which we discussed. And fair weather friend means a friend who is only in the good times. Only friendly during good times is called as fair weather friend. So, that's it for today's class. Hope you did enjoy the session. If you did enjoy the session, then make sure to join the channel English with Technical Monish both on YouTube and as well as on Telegram. So if you join the Telegram group, you'll be having the access to PDFs and quizzes over there. So the Telegram channel name is English with Technical Monish. You can check out this QR code, else the link will be given in the description. Link is in the description. Make sure to join it through the link so that you'll be getting today's class PDF as well as quiz. See you guys in tomorrow's video. Till then, keep studying and practicing. Till then, take care. Goodbye.